a list of questions that real estate investors in Dubai have to ask, but they don't. How does Dubai rental law work, and what rights do I have as a landlord? The Dubai rental laws are designed to protect both landlords and tenants. Rent increases are regulated by RERA Rental Index, and evictions require specific legal justifications. Investors should understand these laws to avoid disputes and ensure smooth rental operations. Rentals are all good when your tenant signs the contract, pays the deposit, then gives you post-dated checks. Everything is okay. But once they give you notice, it's a shipwreck. You don't know what to do, what your rights are. Ask this question. Understand this process. You don't have to understand everything, but you have to understand the process, how it works. Because the likelihood of it happening to you, it is there, because this is somewhat a cyclical place. If you have a studio or a one-bedroom, you're talking to a couple, husband and wife, or boyfriend and girlfriend. If you have a studio, husband and wife, boyfriend or girlfriend, or singles. Singles' lives changes very quickly. Okay, so families are more stable tenant to have. That gives you an indication of what sort of property you need to invest in if you're playing the game for rental yield. But the rental yields in the other segment is also very good. So don't stay away from that. Just ask these questions and understand these laws and the processes. Hey, before we go any further, there's a link in the description of this video where you can schedule a 30-minute call with me, and it's completely free, right? Where we can tackle these questions that you have. You're a new investor, you're a settled investor, you don't know, should you sell, should you continue buying? You're brand new, you don't know what to buy, you don't know why you want to buy, you just know you want to get into this very dynamic market. We can discuss all of that. There's a link in the description, 30 minutes, complimentary. Bring your coffee, I'll bring a coffee, and we can have a good chat. Okay, in the link in the description. The third question that you should ask, but you don't, is how does inheritance law affect foreign property owners? Now, this is probably something that you have not considered. What happens to your property? Because the reason you bought property in Dubai is to grow your wealth. And it's not even a selfish thing. It's to grow wealth and grow the inheritance for your family and their family and their family. We want to leave a legacy behind. That's the real motivation behind why you are taking the risk into diversifying your investment portfolio into real estate in Dubai. Make sure you have a will in place. Without a registered will in Dubai, Sharia law may apply to property inheritance. Non-Muslim investors should consider drafting a will with the DIFC Wills and Probate Registry to ensure assets are distributed according to their wishes. Sharia law, I don't understand it 100%, but what I know is that when you die and you have assets here, it gets distributed according to their law. And if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. It gets given to your oldest son. And if you don't have a son, I think it goes to your wife. And then if you don't have a wife, it goes to your daughter. Not 100% sure. But if you have a will in place, your family knows what to expect. That's the most important part. They know what to expect. If something happens to you, you're not there anymore. What happens to the property in Dubai? Oh, wait, here's a will. Instead of like me, how I'm not sure how the law of Sharia works, them leaving them with, the loss of yourself, and then not knowing what to do or who to go to because you've got property, and how is that distributed, right? So give yourself and your family that assurance by putting a will in place. I can't stress how important that is and how heavily overlooked that aspect of investment is here in Dubai. And just to clarify, I just read for the first time, it's Sharia, not Shahira. My apologies. So that's the first segment. It was market and legal considerations. There's 3 or 4 more segments that we need to go through. The second one, very important, is due diligence and property-specific risks. I wouldn't say this question is something that you don't ask as a new investor, but I don't think it's explained or the due diligence around this question is being done properly from your side. Because most times when I hear investors complain about how this investment didn't go their way, it's easy to blame someone else. It's easy to blame the broker. It's easy to blame the construction company or the developer. But if you truly take responsibility, you can't help what happened, but you didn't do the due diligence. Not all developers in Dubai deliver high quality projects on time. They don't. If you look at a very big undertaking of a very big developer here in Dubai, and I'm not going to say the name, but they've delayed a project for 5 years, right? And now launching a big lagoon project out in the desert. What backing are you going on? If you don't ask these questions, you won't know, because they've got great marketing all over the world. They look like a very reputable developer, trustworthy. But if you really look at the track record, it's not. Okay. Investors should research past projects, delivery timelines, and customer feedback before committing to an off-plan investment. Yes and no when it comes to customer feedback. Because the most negative people who bought into a project with the wrong understanding or hopefulness, or didn't do their own due diligence, they are the ones who go and review on Google. They don't take responsibility, they rather blame. So I don't always feel like comments are good, okay, because that will also influence your perspective over a good developer and make you question a good developer, and then you will miss the opportunity. So just have some the ability to discern what's really going on. Number 2, under the due diligence and property specific risk, are there upcoming projects that would impact the property values? Like when I do my analyses and when I show you a project, I've got tools where I can see how high the building next door is, and then where your specific unit is going to be, how is that view going to be impacted? A small example of things that you don't get to see. But it's important going forward because of the supply coming to the market, 320 odd thousand units under construction, only 80,000 of those are villas, all absorbed, all sold, fully sold out, under construction. There's a high probability of you making a mistake, choosing the wrong one, right? But if you don't look at the upcoming projects around you and how that will possibly influence your property value, you might sit with a property at the same value that it was when you bought it because you chose wrong. You didn't do due diligence. That's a risk. What's the realistic occupancy rate for rentals in this area? Thanks for watching. I'm sure you found value. There's a link in the description of this video. Takes you to my calendar. It's 30 minutes. It's free. I'll show you where you can take advantage in this market. I'm your real estate mate because clearly everybody needs a mate in real estate.